Hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Bahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers. That's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word of truth and sincerity. And shalom to you believers out there, the Akim YY. Now, you see this video I got queued up, GMS from GMS Vegas sit downs. He did this a day ago on the 12 Shield General of the ISUPK says this about Deuteronomy 22 and 28. And I'm going to play what he said, all right? And as you can see from the title, all right, Deuteronomy 22, 28 compared, and 29, okay, I threw that in there, compared to Exodus 22 and 16. One is about forcing and one is about gaining. And we know what it means when I say forcing, all right? Now, what I want to say is before I get started is know um if Esau have a law about that, great. Well, don't you think the Heavenly Father would touch all bases in his ever knowing everlasting wisdom? Because grape is not a new thing, all right? It happened. And when it happened, it had to, it had to be a law about it. Now, disclaimer for simple minded. Nobody's advocating for men to do that. Nobody got charges. Nobody have done that. All right, so it's just a law, and brothers go in on it and dissect it and tell you what's going on. Because why? That happens. It happens still to this day. Esau have a law. If you do that, you can go all around the world, and governments is going to have laws about if men force women to do things. It's going to be a law, all right? And it's no different in the scriptures, okay? If that happened, it was a law on it. Simple as that. And, brothers might have daughters. We got sisters, mothers. Listen, in antiquity, one thing you have to learn about the woman in antiquity, she was not how she was today. That's elevated. And the woman was made for the man. So it would be important for brothers and sisters to watch period pieces like the Tudors, uh, Game of Thrones, things like that. House of Dragons, old period pieces that deal with kingdoms and rulerships. Roman Empire, Greek Empire, all of those. Why do I say that? Because then you will learn, even like Vikings, you will learn how, basically in antiquity, the woman was given to a man by her father, especially if he was a king. It didn't matter what she thought or how she felt. All right, she could find a dude not attractive. She could not like him. She can like somebody else. But if, let's say, her father a king, he make a deal with another king. Look, I'm gonna give your son my daughter that's gonna join our houses. I got this resource. I'm gonna give you. You got this resource. You're gonna give me. And when them two kings agree on that, it doesn't matter what happened. The woman wasn't going around just picking who she wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like today, she wasn't allowed those liberties. And a lot of these women in antiquity, they was groomed to be wives, and they were heavily monitored to make sure they was virgins, so their dad could use them as a piece to for the kingdom. All right, it wasn't just like today where the girl, she can be 18 and she can get loose, and her father really ain't got no say so. Especially if her father was a king, a man of substance. No, so when the woman was looked at as 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 a property, as a piece to be used for the kingdom, and that's how it was, man. All right, simple and plain. So let's play this video.
Earlier, he clarified on that precept in Deuteronomy. He said, "Is this referring to grape, which is how they say rape into the TikTok?"
No. This is not referring to assault on a woman. That's not referring to that. Read the part that makes him think that. I remember that years ago. Years ago, there was a ton of fake Israelite groups and Christians that believed that there was a lawful way to assault a woman. And if you assaulted her, you could marry her because you assaulted her. Even though, of course, they don't actually do it. I mean, I'll show you what they don't do. All right, read the precept one more time.
Oh God, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
So this is a woman who doesn't belong to another man. No one, she's not promised to anyone. You understand? She's single. She's not promised to anyone at all. Keep going.
And lay hold on her.
And do what?
And lay hold on her.
And do what?
And lay hold on her.
Boy, so many Israelite groups and Christians read that word lay hold, and they thought that meant you could snatch her up at the bus stop. Throw her in the van. That's what when they heard lay hold, that's what they believed. They believe lay hold, you mean strangle. That's the same thing, right?
Nah,
You sure?
I don't think so.
That's what okay. They think lay hold me. Get in the van. Get in the van. No, that disciple of Christ. That's not lay hold. You see, this is a book written by blacks and Latinos, and we speak in slang, right? And so, laying hold of a woman is what words do you use for that down here?
Game, sir.
That's game. You see, you game is not mean you actually roll dice with her, right? Or play Monopoly with her, right? I think the kids in Philly, they call it booking a woman, or is that DC? Riz, what is that?
It's like that's an offshoot of charisma.
That's nice. Riz. So what do you call getting a woman's phone number? A woman saying, yes, I'll go on a date with you, or yes, I'll come see you. Bagging a woman. Now I'm assuming that's a real
All right, so you see where he said lay hold meant gang. Nah. So let's go to Deuteronomy 22. Because all you have to do is read up in Deuteronomy 22 to get the context of Deuteronomy 28. So you can start at Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse let's see, 22. So it says, if a man be found lying, start at 22 to get the context, and then you will see where it's going. It's not about to go from this to gaming. If a man be found laying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both. Okay, let me see. Then we need to go up. Yeah, if a man be found laying with a woman married to a husband, they shall both of them die, both men that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. So when you go up, it's talking about how if a man, this is scenario number one, meaning let me see. So this is going into falling with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both men that lay with the woman and woman, so shall thou put away from evil from Israel. That's the first scenario. If you're a man and woman, if the woman is committing adultery, y'all both committing adultery, both of y'all should die. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. So this is the first scenario. If you a dude, you sleep with a married woman, the woman you marry, you sleep with another man, y'all both should die. Second scenario, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, all right, force her, we know what that means, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. Why is that? There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter, for he found her in the field and betrothed the damsel, and the betrothed damsel cried so, and there was none to save her. So, second scenario is if the man forced the woman and she cried out, then that man died. Second scenario. So let's see what's the last scenario. If a man find a damsel, a woman that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, meaning not engaged, not married, she's single, like he said, and lay hold on her. Now, how's that going from forcing to gain? They just use different wording. And lie with her, and they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days. That's what it means now. So when you go to these other translations, CSB says, if a man encounters a young woman, a virgin who is not engaged, takes hold of her, and we see the word right here, and they are discovered, then you know you got to pay that dollar. Even when you go here to the NSB, it says seizes her. Seizes her right here. Seizes. We know what seize means. In the NET, it says, suppose a man come across a virgin who is not engaged and overpowers her, and we see the word right here. See? So this is what is going into. All right. This is what is getting. Now, this is the law about gaming. Because, like he said, this book was wrote by, the Israelites, and we speaking the slang, correct. All right. We use different wording for things. Now, this is Exodus 22:16. This is going to be real quick. If a man entice a maid, see, that is not betrothed, meaning she's single, she's not engaged, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Now, entice, we know what that means. That's the law on that. Even when you go into it, it say if the man seduce, entice. All right. This would be the law about gaming. Let's get that word entice in simple Google definition.
Entice.
Attract or tempt by offering pleasure or advantage. Right. So when a man, these men who, what they will call hidden and quitting, what they will call gaming a chick just to get her panties. Then this was the law on that. Then you had to still marry her. You couldn't just pull up, say the woman 18. Let's take it in today's context. Say a chick 18. You 30, 31, 32. You're about your business. You have a nice car. You have a nice home. She can see that you got money. She can see that you're about your business. Well, you can entice her by what? Because you're older than her. You can give her game. Like, look, you need to be doing this at this age. You need to be doing that. Oh, I can show you how to do this. You could be talking to her. You could take her to nice restaurants. You could take her places. You could take her to your home, show her your home. You could show her what you're doing in your business, all of these things. A lot of that, what you're doing is trying to entice her. You're trying to impress her, basically. Why? So you can get in good. If you would do and you have now, if you're doing this to be like, yeah, I want her to be my wife, that's one thing. But if you're doing these things to just get her panties, that's enticing her too, because the woman, her being younger and the woman liking material things and certain things, you know what you're doing. All right, you basically leading her on. And that's what this is going into. All right, you're doing these things, you're taking her, you're buying her stuff, you spitting smooth words to her. All right. and you showing her good time, you winning her over because you know, like, look, I know this gonna win her over, so I can get her in bed. Then once you get in her bed and you just throw her away like trash, well, this was the law on this. All right, so if you entice a woman like that, then you got to make her a wife. That's what that's going into. This is going into, even though it say lay hold, yeah, forcing. All right, that's the difference. So I just want to bring this out for clarification for brothers and sisters. All right, even though I know brothers been going in on it, but I remember reading this in Exodus 22, and this is the one right here about enticing, about quote unquote gaining. All right, when you entice somebody, you basically gain them. Smooth words, tempting them with actions. All right, even when you go here to, I like this Google definition because it gives similar words to allure, to attract, see, to beguile. All right, if you a man and you know this woman is younger and she could be green, and you got money, and you spitting that game, if they say, and then you showing her things, you buying her things and taking her places, showing her your lavish lifestyle, that's gonna what? Attract her to you. All right, seduce her. It's gonna be alluring, appealing, and you're gonna have her hook, line, and sink to get them draws, man. And basically, if you want her to be your woman, you can. But if you don't, you gonna be able to get it anyway. And she gonna be wanting to stick around because she's attracted to that type of lifestyle. She's attracted to how you move, and you already been spitting them words to her. All right. So that's what it's going into. And we had a law on that. Well, now we, the Most High, had a law that was conveyed to us on that through Moses. And we also had a law about rape because it happened. Esau law, if you do that now, then you get locked up. All right. But back then, no, you had to take that woman. Why is that? Because if she was a virgin, more than likely you did that to her. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be too many men that wanted to deal with her. So sex was marriage. So they like, no, you already you opened the package, bro. So now you gotta pay for it. You see what I'm saying? And see, the woman might not even want to deal with you on that level, but again, it's important for brothers and sisters to watch them period pieces and see how women weren't deciding like that. Of course, you did have women that were deciding who they liked, but back then, for real, the father was over his daughter. Okay, that's why when you read scriptures, certain scriptures, will tell you about how, how the father stay awoke. You know what I'm saying? Until you marry off his daughter, telling the father to marry his daughter off to a man of understanding. Talking about what would happen to a woman if she played a whore in her father's home. All right, because the father had dominion. And that's why even today, when a girl get married, she get walked down the aisle by her father, then the father give her to her fiance, soon to be her husband. Okay? And that's just how it was, man. Today, these women, they have all type of liberties. But back then, no, it wasn't such. All right, they weren't raised like that, basically. You always have exceptions, of course, but, the woman, she was raised to know, like, okay, my father is going to give me to a certain type of man. And she would be left hoping that that man would be attractive or to her likings, probably. But if he wasn't, she had to deal with that shit. Okay? So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.